Hello, Twin Flames, and welcome to God Conscious Twin 1111. My name is Pam, and I want to welcome you to the new series of Twin Flames 101. For those of you that are new to the journey, welcome. It is a very beautiful, painful, alchemistic journey, and I have been on this journey for a little more than 5 years and have persevered and gotten through to the other side. It's been absolutely amazing. We have been in union, out of union, in union, out of union, like many of you. And at this point, I am okay with not being in union. I'm okay with being on the mission alone. And I am grateful to be able to share my experiences with the collective, with other twin flames. And maybe you're just in a relationship that's just overwhelming and unhealthy. So whatever your story is, I would love to hear it. So feel free to email me or contact me or leave a comment on the video. It's, I think, helpful for everybody that sees these videos to hear about other people's journeys, to compare, keeping it in as high vibration as humanly possible, because there is a lot of pain associated with it. So I'm going to encourage you not to bash the twin, whichever twin it is. I would then turn you back to love and ask you to consider that. So I am going to read from some notes that I made. The angels have guided me to do this today, where to start. So in the beginning, a lot of us got to the twin flame journey from a relationship that was seemingly fairy tale like at the start, and it was synchronistic, and we had shared a lot of the same belief systems, and we just got along famously, and it was absolutely beautiful, and there was amazing sex, and there was amazing camaraderie, and there was amazing communication, and hours upon hours of heartfelt discussions. And then one day it came to an end. And I think if you're just embarking on the spiritual journey, that can seem unleveling, as it was for me. I was completely sideswiped by at the time we called it the runner-chaser syndrome. I think today we call it more along the lines of a separation period and clearing karmic blocks. So karmic blocks I refer to as the 7 deadly sins to which we engage to survive this world, whether we engage in power, prestige, money, addiction to drugs, alcohol, sex, shopping. Those karmic behaviors have to come to an end. And I think if you are on this journey as well, you see a lot about awakenings and ascension, and hear a lot about what is all of this stuff. And a spiritual awakening is essentially being brought to a higher plane of existence outside of the world of gossip and unhealthy behaviors, such as hanging out in bars and sleeping around. Maybe who knows? I mean, we're all have done different things in our past that have led us to dead ends. So if we're pursuing paths that feel good initially and then they don't feel good anymore, those are not the paths we're supposed to be on. So our journeys are colorful, I like to put it, because I don't believe in condemnation and I don't believe in judgment anymore. I do believe in unconditional love through and through. And so when I look at my twin at this stage of the game, I see a very pained individual. I see somebody who has suffered loss, who has suffered trauma, and who has gotten lost in those karmic shuffles, for lack of a better word. So many of us have been through experiences that were, all right, let me just go back. They're saying go back. So many of us have gone through dysfunctional family systems. And as a result of the dysfunctional family systems at the origin of birth, we adopted survival techniques that are no longer serving us. Hence the awakening. Because those survival techniques don't serve us and our higher good and that of humanity, we have to release them. And the divine, in his infinite wisdom, or hers, depending on how you choose to look at the universal source of love, gave us another language in which to, or another path in which to embark to clear us of those things to which the divine did not give us, which were those survival techniques. So for me personally, which I can speak of, and you may identify and my story may resonate with you, I always looked to be heard and felt like I never was heard, and I suffered from depression and anxiety, and even as a young girl I remember being very, very unhappy. And so I sought for ways to soothe myself, and most of the ways that I sought to soothe myself were unhealthy and dysfunctional behaviors, which I learned about later in my life. And the tools that I picked up were unhealthy relationships, unhealthy views of myself, unhealthy belief systems. So I came up in a Catholic background, and the Catholics don't believe in tarot. As a matter of fact, that's kind of taboo. They don't believe in praying to false gods. They don't believe in that, but they don't let us read from the Bible. They give us missalettes with the Bible verses in them, and I never questioned any of it. So really, it has nothing to do with the religion. I mean, the religion is great for some people, just not for me anymore. The truths that we were taught through religion, which were the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, were judgments, essentially, that almost like you couldn't come up and out of them. And the reality is we are going to make these errors, and we do learn from them, and then we move on from them. Some of us don't. Some of us have to make the errors a few times before we actually learn the lesson. And the lessons get more painful each time you engage in it, and hence self-destruction. And the twin flame journey as a path wants to get us out of the destruction. So the divine in his infinite wisdom gave us a divine partner, a relationship of pure love that was unmistakably soul connection, that was just so profound that you didn't want it to go away. And the purpose of it going away was to clear that which no longer served us. So some of that is codependency issues. So the heart can mend, and you can come into the most elevated consciousness available to you as you move forward. Ascended consciousness, by way of meditation, by way of prayer, by way of spiritual growth, by way of this twin flame love. So there are those of us that have been on this journey for some period of time who have gone through some very painful awakenings and experiences that basically felt like you were raw all the time, all the time. So on this message and in the beginning, it was unleveling. So what happens in the first phase is that everything has to come down. So everything gets shattered. And that shattering seems to be what I have been experiencing in the readings over the last week. I'm walking away, I can't do this. Your foundation is still a little shaky. And even though for some of us the foundation is a little shaky, for others of us the foundation has been on sand. So the purpose of this Twin Flame 101 series is to help those that have a foundation that is currently feeling like quicksand and that you're sinking. That is actually a good thing. It is a part of the process, and I'm here to encourage you and to motivate you and to inspire you that there is hope, there is help out there. The readings are intended for your highest good. That's why there are so many of them. And if you take a look at them, and if you're surfing, which a lot of us do, if you're surfing, you're going to see that all the messages are pretty consistent from reader to reader. They're all saying the same things. They're all talking about clearing. They're all talking about clearing karma. They're all talking about some of us coming into union. Some of us are coming into union. There is still some fear in the masculine side. Now, they talk about the divine feminine and the divine masculine. The divine feminine and the divine masculine does exist within each of us. And sometimes within us, it's out of balance. So for a long time, I acted, particularly the most recent phase of separation, I acted in more of the masculine side. I was very hyperprotective of myself. And God said, don't do that anymore because I am your guardian and I am your protector. And that took a little bit of practice because I came up in an all-female household. And we were supposed to fend for ourselves. And I also didn't realize that that was a belief system of, this independent nature can be toxic because it doesn't allow room for other people, which is known as interdependence, to occur. So ideally, this relationship, this twin flame relationship, can bring you to interdependence, which is the healthiest form of a relationship that is possible. It is of the highest self that you want to engage in a relationship with another. So you don't need your divine masculine or divine feminine to complete you. You need you and connection to source to complete you. So if you can remember that, you will get the tools to get to the union a little bit more quickly. So healing yourself. It reminds me of a phrase that Jesus brought in the New Testament. Physician, heal thyself. You are gifted with the abilities to heal yourself with the assistance of your guides, your angels, and the divine. So in this message, please know that you have all that it takes to be healed. You just have to surrender. And surrendering, for those of us that are independent, don't really know the definition of that. So the surrender and accept, surrender and accept. Surrendering really means that you are completely not in control of your emotions, your thoughts, your divine counterpart, your immediate surroundings. You're not in control. So I would have to title this first one, Surrender. You weren't in control when everything was so fabulous. You just kind of went with it. And then when it came to a complete halt, you were grasping for more, and they ran. Hence the runner chaser. So you kept going in to try and get more of that, which was so wonderful, and didn't they notice it, and and they did. Just that trauma from our past prevents us from being in our full authentic self out of fear of being hurt. And fear is the one of the main blocks to love that have to be cleared in each of us. So those that get to watch this video, this is specifically for you. This is your work. This is entirely up to you. Do you want to be free from fear? I'm hoping the answer is yes. Quite honestly, we don't really realize how much fear we have in us. There are hundreds of forms of fear that were instilled in us, and those that are on this journey have become hypersensitive and don't watch the news anymore. Those of us on this journey can't watch violent programs. Some of us can't be in loud and crowded places because we are hypersensitive beings. A lot of us are empaths, and empaths are feelers, really. The encouragement here is to start to look up some of these definitions, gain information on what each of these terms mean, and start to share about your journey, even if it is only on YouTube or Facebook in certain groups. Get a support system around you to help you realize that you're not actually going crazy, because at some point I thought I was going crazy. I thought that this was insane. I am here to encourage you. You're not insane, and this isn't insane. This is a path that was uniquely inspired for you to remove all blocks you had to love so that you could be part of the, when we say collective, the collective are the people that are here to heal, which raises the consciousness of those around us without them really even knowing it, because we are more peaceful and we bring love. We're light workers. We are intended to be part of a team to raise the vibration globally so that people could get free from their fears and their blocks. And again, when I say unknowingly, it is just by sheer nature of people being around us that they feel lighter. So you probably get a lot of people that want to talk to you about their problems. And right now you probably feel like you can't even handle your own, let alone somebody else's. So don't, right now, say thank you, or just kind of be as present as you can be if you need to be. And take that time and all that love you would give to that person, and take the time and give it to yourself. So that's an important part of this journey, is to really nurture yourself. It came to me like the little girl within me never had permission to be free of the emotions that, free to express the emotions that I had inside of me, and it was deep-seated pain, because I had to be strong, I had to be independent, I had to be, and I really wasn't. And as I embarked on this journey, I realized it was okay not to be, and that I was able to attract more of the right people when I closed all the doors. Actually, let me rephrase that. When God closed all the doors and people were leaving my life, I realized that those people were meant to be leaving my life. And it felt very, very lonely. But in prayer, I was able to realize that because I was surrounded by so many people that were not on this journey, that it would have impeded my mission, the divinely orchestrated mission that I had, and that those people had to go in order for the divine to work with me, to get me clear, to heal me from all the pain, from all the trauma, from all the survival techniques that I had picked up and utilized that were no longer serving his purpose for my life. They weren't serving my purpose for my life, though I wasn't aware of it. And it wasn't helping anybody around me. And I wasn't aware of that either. So the ego had to die. And I think I spoke about that in one of the readings. That passage had come to me during the reading today, as I do this morning, where it's a death of self. And it really feels like it is a slow and painful death of self, because I couldn't let go. And so if you're experiencing a lot of pain, please know you're not alone, that this is part of the process, that you will recover from it, and that you will be better. So God turns your ashes into glory, to a testament to His love for you and His love for His people. And you will see that you will emerge a beautiful new being of light. And with each, I call it the caterpillar phase into the butterfly, with each shedding of the layers, and each one is handled at His discretion, meaning His divine, hers divine, the universe, the angels, the guides. They will do it on their timing, not yours. So please be encouraged. This is a process. It isn't an event. Like we want it yesterday. That's part of what has to be released, because God doesn't wear a watch, and He doesn't operate on the time frames that we think He should. Universe has this divinely timed perfectly for where you're at, and don't try and fight it. What we resist persists. There were some phrases that were really beneficial to me. That was some of them. Give me a minute. So I just want to validate this message by pulling an angel card. And excuse me. So I use the cards because it gives a good visual of where I'm at, and that I am in the will of the universe as I present messages, that the clear guidance, and that the angels have me speaking to who needs to hear this message. So bear with me, I'm looking for my glasses. Well, I'm going to try and do this. Well, we'll try and do this without the glasses. I don't know where I put them. Okay, so, oh God, Father in heaven, all the angels, Jesus, Mary, please bring us a clear view message for the viewers on what they need to get through these first phases of the twin flame journey that might be extremely painful. I offer them love and light and peace and joy and all the fruits of the Spirit's perseverance and patience and tolerance. So just give us a clear view reading on and validate what they're going through. See only love. See only love in this situation. See only love. So that's the final message that they want me to share on this 101. Here they are. See only love. So look past the seeming errors, mistakes, and misunderstandings, and see only the love within each person, including yourself. Your resolute focus upon the love that underlies every situation brings about healing in undreamed of ways. So can you see? Yeah. See only love, because you deserve love for yourself and for all those around you. So see only love in the situation with your twin. See only love with the situation with yourself. See only love with people that hurt you from the past, that created those traumas and put those cords there. I would encourage you to go see a healer, a shaman, a Reiki master. I have in my videos I can do distance Reiki healings if you're interested. I can do a personal guided reading for you and your twin if interested. Yeah. See about cord cutting, meditations in the morning and at night. Sandwich your day with prayer and meditation so that it'll help you get through the days that are the times that seem difficult. Deep breathing meditations, please consider those. And really be mindful not to talk badly about your twin. Even though he's hurt you or she's hurt you, just be mindful that they're hurting. This was also in the reading. If they're being dishonest, it's because they can't be honest with themselves. If you're being dishonest, it's because you can't be honest with yourself. So that's how we see the love. You know, I want to be understood when I'm making errors. I want to be understood. I want to be loved. But it starts with me. Can I forgive myself for the errors that I made? I know that the divine forgives us unconditionally. He has already seen all the errors we're going to make, and he's already loved us. And he sent his only son who forgave our sins way before we got here. So be encouraged. So this is the end of this message for the 101. Yeah, and at the bottom of the desk, I have to show you this. Yeah, be honest with yourself. Can you see that? Be honest with you. See how she's nurturing herself. You're in pain and you want to heal, and the angel wings are so beautiful. That looks like Mother Mary, actually. Look into your heart and you will know the truth of this situation. It's safe to admit the truth to yourself, for we will support and guide you through any necessary changes. Lean upon us for courage and for strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires, and they'll come to you upon angels' wings. So, yeah, the message is validated. Be honest with yourself. And just know that it's okay to not be okay, and that the angels have your back. And I have your back. All of you are in my prayers on a regular basis, on a daily basis, especially now that I'm out and about and doing this more consistently until the angels guide me not to. I want you to be filled with peace and love and contentment on this journey. I want for you to be happy, joyous, and free. Even in your pain, just allow it, and just know that you're not alone. There's a lot of us out there that are struggling, that have struggled with, that are now way showers for the collective. So reach out. I will put the email links in this video, and I will also put the links for readings in this video and for Reiki healings. Peace and love to you. Thanks, guys.